Guys, let's talk about Mohammed Kudus. You see, he played so well against Liverpool to the extent that Liverpool's coach and Slot said good things about him. We are going to take a look at that. We're also going to talk about injury updates concerning Thomas Partey and also Inaki Williams, amongst many others. But before we jump into it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and also turn on notification. My name is Adam. You're watching Sports Corner GH. Quickly, let's jump into it. And I want to begin with Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey in the game between Arsenal and Brentford scored a goal, but then he did not play the full 90 minutes. He played 70 minutes. Now, when he was substituted out, a lot of reports we heard was that Thomas Partey picked up an injury. Even the coach of Arsenal, Mikel Arteta, confirmed that Thomas Partey, they did not expect him to come out as at that time. So he does not know the assessment from the doctors yet. Now, the update we are getting from the Mirror, it says that Thomas Partey suffered a knock and he's being assessed, but they hope he will be fit to face Real Madrid on Wednesday. Now, let me know what you think about this, because my honest opinion on this is that this is just a stunt. This is just a stunt to confuse Real Madrid. Thomas Partey is going to feature for us now. I'm telling you, even though they have 3 goals lead in the first leg, the second leg, they know they are going to Santiago Bernabeu, where magic happened, where the impossible happened. Arsenal are going to do everything possible to make sure Thomas Partey is fit for that particular game. So hearing this is just a knock. He can take 1 or 2 or 3 days to be okay. The game is on Wednesday. So for me, I'm just happy it's nothing serious. It's not a major injury. But as they said, they hope he'll be fit for the Real Madrid game, because Thomas Partey is a pivotal player for Arsenal. We also have he played in the first leg. He played against Camavinga, against Jude Bellingham, against Modric, and he came out tall. He came out big, and they won that game. So, guys, this is the update that has to do with Thomas Partey. Now, let's move away from that and talk about Mohammed Kudus. Now, Mohammed Kudus played so well for West Ham as they faced off with Liverpool, but rather unfortunately, they were not able to win that game. But then after the game, the coach of Liverpool, Slot, couldn't stop admiring Mohammed Kudus, and this is what he had to say about the player. And he says that these 2 quality players, I think Lucas Paqueta and Mohammed Kudus, were outstanding today against us, especially in the second half. Maybe because we were 1 goal up and we considered 1 or 2 chances, it led to a situation where we were a bit too afraid or did not press hard enough anymore. In my previous video, when I talked about this game, I told you that Kudus posed a threat to Liverpool. This was the first time I've seen that Liverpool were shoot by one player anytime he was on the ball. To the extent that the coach was telling 2 or 3 players that anytime Kudus is having the ball, move, tackle. And after the game, the coach himself couldn't stop admiring Mohammed Kudus. Now, let's not all forget, Mohammed Kudus is very big in the transfer market. A lot of teams are interested in signing the player, and Liverpool are one of them. And I'm not going to lie. I'm sure most of them after the game are going to go back to the drawing board and say, Kudus, oh, correcto, perfecto. He's one target for the summer transfer window. But then Kudus is trending on social media for a video and interview he did, talking about him not changing his style. And a lot of people are bashing him. Hey, guys, let's check out the video before I make my comment on it.
There's not a single day I'll ever change my style of play for any coach, anybody, or whatsoever. I think me really expressing myself on the pitch and playing how I play is just who I am, and that will never change. Just at the end of the day, just be a boy from Nima, just living his dream, and maybe people can find some inspiration through that by being myself. Yeah.
So, guys, you have seen the video, and I don't get why people are saying Mohammed Kudus is too arrogant, he's this, he's that, and he does not know what coaches want, blah, 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 blah. See, even God in heaven that created us, when he said, I am that I am, who are you to say Kudus should be someone else? Kudus, you were created in God's image, so you are who you are. Are you hearing me? Am I preaching to you? Even God himself says, I am that I am. If we are created in God's image, then Kudus is who he is. Do not let a player change his style just because and that's what everybody wants. The player is playing to make sure his team wins the game. So what Kudus said, there's nothing wrong with it. I don't know why people are making a lot of fuss about it. You just don't want the player to breathe. Please allow him. You understand? The video is trending on social media, but then I want to hear from you. What do you make of the video? Do you think Kudus was arrogant? Do you think Kudus is the same body or what? Because me, I know they see him so. You see, when you are confident in your capabilities and your abilities, I mean, you talk with him. You go hit your chest and say, I mean, I did dribble, did be my style. I know we change that. You understand my point. So, guys, that is it with Mohammed Kudus. Now, let's talk about Chelsea's interest in Mohammed Kudus. Chelsea know the joke. And normally, when I bring a transfer rumor concerning Mohammed Kudus, I usually ask one question. Will Mohammed Kudus start in this club? But for Chelsea, I'm not asking that question. I'm telling you, Kudus will bench their forward. Everybody, right wing, left wing, number 9, even attacking midfield, Kudus will bench everybody at Chelsea. I'm telling you that. So if Chelsea are interested in Mohammed Kudus, that is good. This is what we call the Sankofa season, because they were already interested in him when he was playing at Ajax. It was between him and Cole Palmer. Now that they have seen Kudus in the EPL, they know that, yes, even bringing him and adding him to Cole Palmer in the Chelsea team would be dangerous. So for me, Kudus benches every forward in that Chelsea team. But then let me know your thoughts about it down below in the comments. Let's move away from this and talk about Inaki Williams. Now, Athletic Club played against Rayo Vallecano over the weekend. They won that game. But Inaki Williams picked up an injury. And I want to read a report to you very quickly. And it states that Inaki Williams suffered a muscle discomfort or a muscle strain against Rayo Vallecano. Yet his status for Rangers match is still undecided. Williams, who has played the most minutes in the squad this season with over 3,500 minutes, is currently managing an overload in the abductor muscles of his left leg. This is what we call muscle strain, muscle discomfort. He has played more minutes than anyone in the game. And let's not forget, this guy, this Inaki Williams, holds the record of playing 251 games consistently in the Spanish La Liga. Correct player. And it is one thing I like about him. He's reliable. He hardly goes on injury. So as for this one, I know he has overcome other injuries before. I'm sure he'll be available for Athletic Club against Rangers in the Europa League. Let me tell you, the first leg ended in a 0-0 draw where Rangers had a red card in the third 20 minutes. I'll be surprised if their star man Inaki Williams is not prepared ahead of the second leg, because they need him to make sure Athletic Club progress to the next stage. But then, guys, this is the update that has to do with Inaki Williams. He's currently injured. It's just due to pressure on the legs. 300, 3,000, Mr. 300. I rebuke it. It's not 300. It is 3,500 minutes for Inaki Williams. So, guys, that is the update that has to do with the player. Now, let's talk about this new Ghana boy doing wonders in the French Ligue 1. I want to talk about Samuel Amo-Ameyaw. Now, this player is on loan from Southampton and currently playing at Strasbourg. And the loan comes with an option to buy. The option is 7 million euros when the player meets certain conditions. Now, the player had his second start in the French League just over the weekend against OGC Nice. That game ended in a 2-2 draw, and part of the goal scorers was Samuel Amo-Ameyaw. He's doing so well in the French League. Now, he joined the club in the January transfer window on loan, as I already explained. Now, this player is doing so well to the extent that Strasbourg are considering making his loan move a permanent one. The coach is happy with the development of the player. So far, 4 games, 2 goals. And he has started 2 games for Strasbourg. Every single game he has started, he has scored a goal. You know where this conversation is going to, right? Ghana Football Association. If a player is doing so well, an 18-year-old is doing so well in the top flight league, like the French League, what are you waiting for? Yeah, what are you waiting for? Let us know, because this is a player who's young. You understand? So if we can convince him now, then we have him on our side. It's not necessarily he comes to play the Black Stars. You can let him play the junior national team. Then progressively, you promote him to the Black Stars. He's doing extremely well. And most of our young players don't even play top flight football. So if you're having a player who's playing top flight football and that we can convince to come to our side, it needs to be done quickly. We shouldn't wait. Because once he starts doing well, Strasbourg like this, the way they are playing, they sit on the first league out table, they could play Europe next season. Imagine this player is still with the team next season and becomes a key player for them. What happens? He's playing in the Europa League or the Europa Conference League. He's banging in, goes doing well, and then gets transferred to a big team. You lose the player because then England will come knocking. So go early. The early bird catches the early win. But then, guys, this is the update that has to do with Samuel Amo-Ameyaw. Let me know what you think about all this down below in the comments. Thanks for joining me. My name is Sadam. I'll make sure to see you in the next one. Charlie, we go vibe.